Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having an amazing day so far. Today, we'll be talking about, or our lesson will be on grade 3, um, English, and it will be about capitalization. So, today it will be our grade 3 English lesson on capitalization. And before we start with our lesson, you're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged into aplusstudents.ca with your username as well as your password, and then you're going to select the subject of language arts. And then grade 3. Once you have selected the subject of language arts, grade 3, and then you're going to select the chapter. So you're going to scroll down up until you get to the chapter of capitalization. And there's going to be a few lessons that we are going to do under the chapter of capitalization. All right, so our chapter is capitalization. Our subject is English, which is also language arts, grade 3. And the lessons that we will be focusing on today under the chapter of capitalization is capitalizing names of people and pets and titles of respect. We're also going to be capitalizing days, months, and holidays. And then we're also going to capitalize names of places and geographical features. So our chapter is capitalization. So do keep in mind all the rules of capitalization, especially when it comes to capitalizing names of people, names of pets, as well as titles of respect. So when it comes to capitalization, the very first thing that we need to know is that we capitalize the start of a sentence. So basically, the start of any sentence needs to be with the capitalization. So basically, the start or the beginning of a sentence. So it starts with a capitalization. Start with a capital letter. So whenever we start any sentence, right? In the start of your or the beginning of your sentence, it needs to start with a capital letter. So your first, let's say your first word or the first letter of the first word, it starts with a capital letter. All right. So other than the start of a sentence that starts with a capital letter, it is very important to know that we capitalize names of people. So your name needs to be with capitalization. So we capitalize names of people. So an example of capitalizing names of people, it's an example, let's say my own name, right? So my own name, Nadine, right? So that needs to be capitalized, right? Even my surname needs to be capitalized. If I have a second name, then that also needs to be capitalized, right? So names of people needs to be capitalized. If we think of another name, Sarah, that also needs to be capitalized. Another name, let's go with Adam. Adam is also capitalized, right? Jason is also capitalized. So that is a few examples of capitalizing names of people. So other than capitalizing names of people being very important as well as the beginning of a sentence, right? We also capitalize names of pets. So if you just, for example, say, this is my dog, this is my cat, then of course we don't capitalize it. But as soon as you name your pet, so as soon as we name the pet, that is when you need to capitalize the name of your pet. And an example of that, it's like the example saying, it's like saying my pet's name, right? So I have a dog and my dog's name is Cinnamon, right? If you maybe have a dog's name and your dog's name is or your pet, what is the name of your pet? Think of a name of your pet. For example, my dog's name is Cinnamon. Maybe some people have pet and they maybe call their pet Spotty, right? Or whatever you call your pet, right? Your pet, the name of your pet, it needs to be capitalized. But as soon as you just, for example, say dog, cat, mouse, then that is lowercase. So we capitalize names of people, names of pet, and then also we capitalize titles of respect. So we capitalize titles of respect. So titles of respect. So what is titles of respect? For example, like if you go to the doctor, right? So if you go to the doctor and then the title that we give that doctor, that is a sign of respect. If you're just going to call him James when it's Dr. James, then it means that you are not putting a specific title. You're not basically putting respect on his or her hard earned title, right? So words like DR for doctor, right? So that you need to capitalize. If you, for example, make mention of the president, right? For example, President Obama, then we capitalize, for example, the name of the president. But as soon as you just say the doctor or you say the president, then we put that lower cases. So that is basically the three things that, let's say, that is important at first that you need to capitalize, right? So during the course of the chapter, we're going to find out more about words that we can capitalize, such as geographical features, names of places, months, days of the week, right? But for now, we capitalize names of people. So remember, next time when you make mention or you write down somebody's name, whether it's your friend's name, family member's name, it needs to start with a capital letter. Even if you write your own name, it starts with a capital letter. We also capitalize names of pets, like I say, the name of your pet, right? But as soon as you just say my dog, my cat, my fish, then that is not capitalized. And then we capitalize the titles of respect, for example, doctors, as well as president, for example, President. All right, so we are doing our lesson. So we are doing our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca. So we are doing our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca. We will also be doing our test. And if also after our lesson and you want to go back, recap, go over the work, then you may go on aplusstudents.ca. All right. So we are doing our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca. All right, so now let's go to our tutorial lesson. And remember we said that the lessons that we are focusing on today is capitalizing the names of people and pets and titles of respect. We will be capitalizing days, months, and holidays. And we will be capitalizing the names of places and geographical features. So now we're going into capitalizing names of people, pets, and titles of respect. All right. So when it comes to capitalizing names of people and pets, all right? Then it says we need to capitalize the names of people and we need to capitalize the names of pets, right? And we capitalize also the titles of respect if it is used with a name or as a name. We do not capitalize titles of respect if it is used as a common noun, right? For example, if we, for example, give somebody's name, if somebody's name is like Laura, then Laura is capital letter because it's a name, it's somebody's name. If it is a pet, like for example, Sparky, then we capitalize it. We also capitalize, for example, Dr. Chen, and we also capitalize President Nixon. Right? So that is how we capitalize name of a person, name of a pet, and these two are titles of respect. But as soon as it is being used as a common noun, like for example over here, the doctor, not just Dr. Jin, the doctor, then it is written with lower cases. So once again, if you, for example, if you say my dog, my cat, like, hi, this is my dog, then that is written as a common noun. Then it means that we do not we don't capitalize it. But only if it is the actual name of your pet, then we capitalize it. So then we capitalize it. All right. If we look at these activities in front of us, it says capitalizing the names of people and pets and titles of respect. We need to choose the correct capitalization or capitalization, yeah, if needed. If needed. So if the sentence is already correct, don't make any changes. We'll only make changes once there needs changes. Our friend Dean is quite tall. So we need to either correct the capitalization if needed, if there's no need, and then we go on to the next one. So our friend Dean is quite tall. So basically, Dean is a name of a person, which means that we need to write it with capital letter. So Dean is the name of a person, and we need to write it with capitalization or with a capital letter. And then the second one says we need to choose the correct capitalization if needed, if the sentence is already correct, then we do not make any changes. So I saw Mr. Conway buy 4 pounds of potatoes. So I saw Mr. Conway buy 4 pounds of potatoes. 4 pounds. We need to choose the correct capitalization if needed. And if the capitalization is correct, and then we don't make any changes. All right, so Conway. So Mr. is correct, but it's Conway that needs capitalization. So we can say Mr. Conway. So that is our title of respect. So the name, it starts with a capital letter. And then the next one is we depend on Dalton to help around the house. So we depend on Dalton to help around the house. So Dalton, let's look at Dalton. Oh, and Dalton needs to be written with a capital letter. So we depend on Dalton to help around the house. So that has been capitalization so far, right? We say that we capitalize names of people, we capitalize names of pets. But if you, for example, just say my dog, my cat, my fish, then we don't capitalize it. But if you, for example, put the name to the person or the name to the animal, then we capitalize the name of the person as well as the pet. Titles of respect, the same thing. You need to, for example, say capitalization P for president and capitalize O for Obama, for example. All right, so now we're going to our test. We need to choose the correct capitalization if needed. And if the sentence is already correct, then don't make any changes. I voted for Carter for class president. I voted for Carter for class president. This is actually the biggest my screen can go. So unfortunately, this is the biggest my screen can go. So if we choose the correct capitalization, is it Carter or is it class? Which one needs capitalization? So Carter or class? So I voted for Carter for class president. Is it Carter or class that needs capitalization? Carter or class? All right, so if we choose the correct capitalization, then we will say Carter, right? Because I voted for Carter, which is the name of a person, for class president. And Carter is correct. So well done. Carter is correct. I was walking quickly and ran into Franklin. I was walking quickly and ran into Franklin. So is it Franklin or was? I was walking quickly and ran into Franklin. Is it Franklin or was? And if we choose the correct one, we will say Franklin. And if we choose the correct capitalization, we will choose Franklin. Franklin just needs to put a capitalization or capital letter F in front of his name. So Franklin, well done. My friend Bonnie plays the organ and the piano. So is it Bonnie or is it friend? So Bonnie or friend, we need to capitalization or capitalize names of people, pets. So we will say Bonnie. So my friend Bonnie plays the organ. So which means that we will say Bonnie. And Bonnie will be written in a capital letter. So Bonnie, and it will be written with a capital letter. And then the last one, who is the tall girl next to Rita? So who is the tall girl next to Rita? Is it girl or is it Rita? Which one needs capitalizing? Girl or Rita? So basically, the word that we need to capitalize, yes, well done, is number two, which is Rita. Rita needs capitalization. We need to capitalize Rita because girl is just a common noun. So well done to all of those that chose the correct answers. So once we capitalize names of people, names of pets, we also put names on the respect of certain titles. Now we also need to capitalize days, months, and holidays. So days, months, and holidays. So we are going to capitalize days, months, and holidays. All right, so we need to capitalize the days of the week. We need to capitalize the months of the year. And we also need to capitalize holidays. So days of the week, which is your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Months, which is January, February, March, up until December. And then holidays, right? So any special holiday that also needs to be capitalized. For example, even on Easter, right? It is a holiday. St. Patrick's Day is a holiday. So it says, I forgot my book bag on the bus on Tuesday, right? Which means that we need to correct Tuesday. So I forgot my book bag on the bus on Tuesday. So basically, this is Tuesday is written in lower cases, but it needs to be written with capital letter. So Tuesday. So this is a day of the week, which is Tuesday. It's the day of the week. So we need to click on the word that needs capitalizing. So say for example, last Sunday, I took pictures of the ducks at the park. So Sunday is correct. So we said if Sunday or if the word is correct, then we don't have to make any changes. So we also need to capitalize the correct word if needed. It says, will you be busy next Wednesday? So Wednesday. And Wednesday is with capitalization, so which means that we do not have to change that word. So we have our days of the week, and its capitalization. We have months of the year, and it is written in the capital letter. And then we need to have the names of titles of respect. So now let's go to our test. We begin test. So it says we need to click the correct capitalization if needed. And we do not click on the capitalization if there are no errors. All right, so if we were to choose, for example, look at Tuesday. Remember we said days, months of the year needs to be capitalized. So Tuesday lower cases becomes Tuesday. So if we choose the correct one, we will choose Tuesday, capital letter. And Tuesday is correct. Did you see the parade on St. Patrick's Day? So we click on the capitalization if needed. So St. Patrick's Day. So we're going to say St. Patrick's Day. Capitalize those words. So St. Patrick's and Day needs to be capitalized. So in our country, people have celebrated Veterans Day since 1919. So Veterans Day, which means that we're going to. So Veterans Day, see, only the first word is capitalized, not the second one. So which means that Veterans Day with a capital letter. Oh. And then my brother was born the first week of April. So my brother was born the first week of April. So April is with a lower case, so we will write it in a big. So we will say April, which is April. So well done. Remember, it needs to be capitalized, right? But well done. All right, so now we're going to capitalize names of places and geographical features. We need to click the correct capitalization if needed. So we enjoyed the beautiful sunset we saw in France. So we enjoyed the beautiful sunsets we saw in France. So look at France. Look at the word France. So France is definitely with a capital letter, right? So that is definitely with a capital letter because here you wrote it with a small letter. And then have you ever been to Topeka? Have you ever been to Topeka? Topeka, right? So it means that the capitalized of this word. So capitalization with a T for Topeka. So around 70 languages as are spoken by people in Kenya. So around 70 languages are spoken by people in Kenya. And then another sentence with a capital letter is Kenya. Kenya. Kenya needs to be with a capitalization. So Kenya. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. Ooh. Oh, so Kenya, which is capitalized K for Kenya, right? All right, so that is it for our lesson, right? So we did our lesson on capitalization and we had to capitalize names of people, names of pets, names of, we put titles of respect, like for example, doctor or president. We need to capitalize the days of the week, months of the year, as well as holidays, right? And we also capitalize the names of people as well as geographic features. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson, grade 3, on capitalization. Thank you very much for joining the class. Thank you very much for interacting. And you should have an amazing day further. Goodbye.